Since the Model 3 was unveiled in 2016, the rumors about a possible cheaper and truly mass-market vehicle produced by Tesla haven't stopped. And in the Battery Day event in 2020, Tesla officially confirmed their plans on making it a reality. Some speculation suggested that Tesla is really advanced on the project and is aiming for test production to start very soon. But Elon Musk recently tempered expectations at the earnings call. What is up guys, on Forward here. Today we'll be talking about the $25,000 Tesla, everything we know so far, and why these rumors about it being ready for test production are total nonsense. At first, Elon Musk wasn't sure that the automaker was capable of producing a vehicle for less than $35,000, but as I said, it looks like they've changed their mind, as in 2020 they've confirmed their intention to bring a cheaper vehicle to life. Tesla is significantly better at making cars now, as they've gained a lot of experience throughout the years with the Model 3 and Model Y. Their better and cheaper 4680 batteries, massive economies of scale, and some cost cutting here and there have made it possible for Tesla to think of producing a mass-market vehicle. Also, remember that the company has one of the best margins of the industry, so they can afford to make a vehicle at a lower margin than usual. The rumors started when the Twitter user Ray4Tesla wrote this tweet, which implies that the cheaper Tesla model, which we'll call the Model 2, may come much sooner than we all think. It confirms that a prototype has been completed and that most suppliers have been lined up. I don't know about you, but thinking that Tesla has already started or could start limited production of the Model 2 very soon seems unreasonable to me. But it's true that Tesla has been surprisingly good at keeping their projects a secret until the right time comes. No one knew how the Cybertruck would look like before it rolled out on stage, and the new Roadster was also a big surprise. But at the same time, think of all the things that need to happen before production. Prototype building, testing, hundreds of designers and engineers working on it, and supposedly even suppliers are already closing contracts. It seems difficult, not to say impossible, to cover up all of this. Let's go a little more in depth on the details we know and analyze a realistic timeline for this car. Tesla has promised and delivered many vehicles to this date. The first Roadster, the Models S and X, which have been recently refreshed, and the Model 3 and Model Y. But they also have several more in line, and all of them present their own challenges. The next-gen Model Y, for example, will be the first to introduce the structural battery pack with the 4680 cells, a completely redesigned paint job, and more. I have a video coming on the next version of the Model Y, so don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss it. The Cybertruck is the next one on this list, and I think it doesn't need much explanation. It is a revolutionary vehicle from every point of view, from the materials to the shape, the features and the manufacturing methods are all new. So Tesla will surely have a hard time producing it at scale. The Roadster could be one of the easiest models to produce due to the low volumes, but Tesla has gone a step further again and is promising a SpaceX package with colder rocket thrusters which will allow insane cornering and acceleration. I am curious to see how they pull that off. Finally, the Semi also holds a lot of complexity, but from a battery supply, cost of operation and infrastructure point of view. So, in my opinion, it wouldn't be very smart to start production of a new vehicle right now. The Model 2 will also be a challenge for Tesla because of the scale and production cost managing. As Elon himself just said, we have enough on our plate right now. To be able to make all of these vehicles I mentioned before, Tesla will have to use a lot of 4680 cells. So, while being highly battery constrained as Tesla is right now, it wouldn't make sense to introduce a new model that will only worsen the problem. Even less if it aims to be a massively produced vehicle. And while Tesla says that 4680 cells might start to be delivered in cars this year, I think it will be a long time until they have enough to put in the Model 2. To reach low enough costs and make the production of this new vehicle profitable, apart from using the 4680 cells, I think that they will also use mega castings to simplify manufacturing and reduce costs. This is something we'll talk more about in the upcoming next-gen Model Y video. Changing topics, insider sources have reached out to the news site Electrek, saying that Tesla was aiming to start production of the new $25,000 electric car in 2023. And while I think that this timeline is much more realistic, it is still very generous to say the least. Also, in his comments, Musk linked the release of the new Model 2 to Tesla achieving a deployable full self-driving system, and even pushed the idea of it not having a steering wheel and pedals. I want to believe that Tesla will have their self-driving software completely working by 2023, as they are making big improvements. But the reality is that it still has many problems, especially related to phantom braking. So while I think it is possible that by the time this $25,000 car starts being produced, Tesla will have their self-driving software on its final versions, my opinion is that it is still way too early to take off the steering wheel and pedals. They would have to apply and be approved by regulators to even start to think of a version without a steering wheel. While I think this is the future, as in 20 years probably most cars won't even have steering wheels, my opinion is that it is still way too early for this. What do you think? Would you buy a car without a steering wheel, or do you see yourself doing that in 2 or 3 years' time? Tell me your opinion in the comments below. If Tesla plans to make the Model 2 able to supercharge, which I think they probably will have to vastly expand the supercharger network, especially if they plan to open it up to other automakers over the course of the next years. This car will be extremely mass-produced, and superchargers will rapidly become crowded if Tesla doesn't expand its capacity. And this expansion won't happen overnight. In addition, in the earnings call, they've said they won't start production of a new model if they have high demand for current ones. And as we know, Tesla has to keep increasing prices due to high demand across all models. Remember when shorts said Tesla had no demand? Yeah, that was a good one. Any notions of a potential design from Tesla all originated out of China. At the beginning of 2021, Electrek reported that Tesla was erecting a research and development center in Shanghai that would be tasked with developing a $25,000 EV for the Chinese market. Now the question is it possible that this model is only for China? Although that's a possibility, and many other automakers make models only for certain markets, it wouldn't make sense for them to tease the new model in the Battery Day event if they only plan to launch it for the Chinese market. We currently do not have any actual renderings, concrete pricing, specs, or any reassurance that full autonomy is achievable in the next 2 years. Also, probably the $25,000 version will have very limited range and won't be the one Tesla actually wants you to buy, just like what happened with the standard range Model 3. As you can see, Tesla has to overcome many obstacles to bring the Model 2 to life. I'd say 2024 if they are lucky enough. But when it finally comes out, it will be game over for ICE cars, which biggest selling point against EVs has been a cheaper price. Although we all know that EVs are much cheaper to maintain. Tesla seems to be pushing very hard for self-driving with this new car, and if they manage to have it working when they start producing it, it will revolutionize the transportation industry forever. I am eager to see Tesla continue to bring new vehicles to the market and expand rapidly to continue pushing the industry towards electrification. And that is all for today. Remember to leave a like and a comment, and if you're not subscribed, now it's a great time to do so. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.